All right, here we go. This is July 1938, and we are working on the not commentary, the Commonwealth and France turn. So let's get right in started. Sorry, it took me a little bit of time, but all right. So first off, let's start with some tech rolls. So the UK is going to go for advanced ASW and try to get wartime economy to level 2. So let's take it down like this and zoom in. Oh boy. All right. So advanced ASW is a roll of 7 or higher. First roll, that's a 10. I think you can see that. So that's successful. And then second roll is wartime economy, 7 or higher. 4. Just can't seem to get it. All right. So that one's forward. So we're sitting right now with the UK at level 2 for radar and level 1 for ASW and wartime economy. And their woes continue. All right, let's look at what they're going to buy this turn. So the UK, they lost $3 to convoying. So that's what I put yellow chips on the board and then take them off and pay the money. They're going to spend 10 on a fighter, 2 on a militia, and then in London they're going to drop the remaining 26, I think it is. Or maybe I'm off there. For a fighter for 10, 2 infantry for another 6, and then actually looks like I actually saved 2. And then a AA gun and a motorized infantry for 4 each. So yeah, that's actually 24, not 26. I was a little off on that. So I'm just going to take 2 of those bucks, set them to the side. Those will be for me to keep. And the rest will go away. All right, and then for the Far East Command, they're going to buy a Gurkha for 4, an AA for 4, 3 militia for 6, and they're going to lend lease a cavalry to the KMT using the Burma Road, which is now open this turn for the first time. The Anzac, they're going to buy 3 militia for 6, and they're going to send a motorized infantry to France for 4 bucks. All right, so combat moves. I guess I'll start off with the first one. We had a disagreement on the rules on whether or not this seaplane that's on Maritime Air Patrol could come over and go 1-2, which is his Maritime Air Patrol range, and attack this sub and bring this destroyer in from Sea Zone 115. He moves with his patrol range, and he's still within 2 of a landing spot there at the Gold Coast. But the rules say that if they're going to be used for any other purposes, they have to be brought off Maritime Air Patrol first. He wouldn't be going off Maritime Air. It was not another purpose. It's the same purpose, just in a different zone. Anyways, if we do get clarification that that is allowed, that's what I would do. We can go back and redo it. But if not, then he's just going to non-combat, so we won't worry about that. The UK actually has no combat moves to make. Unfortunately, we had a little cheeky move where the British went up and took the factory up here in northern England with a paratrooper. So we're going to have to address that, but we can't do it with combat this round since we can't reach. So it's going to be all non-combat moves, so let's just go ahead. Well, I guess some of the escort stuff is combat, so we'll just go ahead and start doing some of that. So first, this light cruiser is going to come down here to go with the fleet, but to replace him on escort duty in Season 23, the one from 79 is going to go up. So we've got that just little switcheroo there. Can't attack that stupid thing. Then this seaplane here, that you can't see, that we were just talking about down here in the south, he's going to move 1-2 over the Gold Coast, so he's off combat air patrol and can do something different next time. Up there in northern, or in Europe, or England, whatever it is, we're going to do some reshuffling. So we're going to get a stand. I'm going to put a stand there because this tactical bomber that's on the light carrier in C-Zone 79 is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 into the British Midlands. Joining him from England, or from London, is going to be, let's see, an AA gun and an artillery. One militia, which I need to chip that out. Sorry about that. And also some infantry. I'll just leave the chip since I'm putting more infantry there. We will take we'll take 3 infantry in there, and we'll leave the other 2 in London. So we've got 3 infantry, a militia, an AA, an artillery, and a tactical bomber that are in the British Midlands. And in London, we still have 2 infantry, 2 marines, and a militia, and soon to be placed a bunch of stuff. Next move is now we're going to take. Now we're going to take over here this task force that's in C-Zone 83. I'm going to take the fighter off that light carrier, and he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 and land on the light carrier that just became vacant. We're also going to take this transport that's in C-Zone 82. He's still got the Frenchman on board. He's going to move 1, 2 over into C-Zone 80. Some of these markers are for the French. I'll take that combat thing off since I can't do it there. Over here in C-Zone 83, we're also going to take something you can't see. We're going to take a destroyer off of that one, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3 into escort duty in C-Zone 122. Next, we're going to take this transport here. He's going to go 1, pick up 2 infantry. We'll just take 2 chips. And he has a major dockyard there in Malaya, so he can move 3. That's 1, 2, 3, and he is up here in C-Zone 88, dropping off 2 infantry in Hong Kong. So now there's 3 infantry and 2 militia there in Hong Kong. And they're not at war with the Japanese, so that blockade doesn't count. Next, this coastal sub that's in 55 is going to move 1 over to 65. And that is it. That is all we have for movements. Alright, so let's go back to placing units. We'll start over here since we're already over here. And we'll start with the $6 from the Anzac. They're buying 3 militia. They're going to put, make sure I get it right. They're going to put 1 here on New Britain. They're going to put 1 over here on New Guinea. And they're going to put 1 over on New Zealand. That's what I had them for. They will also, via Lend-Lease, deliver the motorized infantry to the French, which is going to come through the port over here and arrive in Abyssinia. Next, for the Far East Command, they're going to build their AA gun in Calcutta. They're going to build their Gurkha. Let's just add it here to Burma. So there's 2 there. I'll chip that out later. They're going to build their 3 militia. 1 in Hong Kong. Oops. 1 in Malaya. And the last one in let's go. Oops, dude moved. Let's just go ahead and put him in Calcutta. Okay. We also have the cavalry to be delivered to the KMT, which will go via the Burma Road into Yunnan. Next, going over to the UK, they're going to build their first fighter in South Africa. Make sure I get this money cleared off. They're going to build their militia up in Scotland. And they're going to build everything else, which is 2 infantry, a motorized, an AA, and a fighter, all in London. All right. And they saved their $2. So they are going to collect $23, plus they have 5 for national objectives, which puts them at 23, plus the 2 they saved is 25, plus the 5 is $30 for next round for the UK. Far East Command, they are sitting at 14, plus they have their 2 for their bonus, so they'll be at 16 again. And finally, the Anzac, they are at 7, plus they have their bonus, so they'll collect 9 for their next turn. All right. The UK is also still controlling they're still controlling the Dutch. They're not actually going to move anything for the Dutch. They'll leave them right there. But they do get a recruitment roll at a 4 or less. So let me try to zoom in a little bit. And 1 die, 4 or less. It's an 11, so that's a fail. All right, and I do believe that is it for the Commonwealth. I had notes here, and I was supposed to say them. First off, in the C-Zone 24 convoy, it's supposed to be +1 per surface ship. So I only lost 1 IPP, not 2 in that C-Zone. And then second was that in the C-Zone 25 battle, it didn't end up mattering, but the target selection is supposed to be chosen first, and then the defender chooses the remaining losses. So a little bit out of order, I think, when the veteran was doing that, but all of the remaining units all shot at 5 anyways, so it didn't really matter. Lastly is that I think that Fighting Irish didn't mention in his video that in China, the KMT and the CCP have signed a treaty or a truce, and so they're not fighting against each other, and that means we can occupy each other's territories and all that good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and do the French. The French have $4, and they're going to buy 2 militia. They do have combat movement to make. So this British transport that the French have caught a nice little ride on is going to land here in northern Algeria, and that will now become Free French instead of Vichy. So we will go ahead and move the Free French from 4 to 5 and the Vichy from 3 to 2 from that combat move. All right, next, non-combat moves. So we're going to take this we'll take this entire fleet that's here for the Vichy, and because the transport only allows us to move 2, we're going to move 1, 2 over this way. We want to take everything with us, so we'll keep it all together and move it over to Season 81. Next, let me move a little bit so you can see. We're going to take this new motorized infantry that we just got, and he's going to go 1, 2 over to Chad. And then we're going to take one of our other infantry that's there, and we're going to rail. So, interesting thing is we're playing with the rivers optional rule, which means I can use these rivers here to strategic rail and get off the river and change onto a railway. So he will go from Abyssinia up the river to East Egypt, jump on the rail, and he's going to head all the way up to Syria. All right. Other than that, I think we're good over here. Just an infantry and a militia remaining. So now let's go ahead and collect income for these guys. They are at 5, not since they took northern Algeria. So they will get 5 for next turn, but I didn't place their 2 militia. Their 2 militia, one is going to go in here to Morocco. Make sure I get it right. And the other one is going to go into Syria. All right. I believe that is it for the French. We will go ahead and sign off from there and go ahead and pass it over to Italy to take their turn. So good luck, the veteran.